Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Thursday night live Bourbon Bytes stream. Thank y'all for tuning in, whether you're watching live or watching the replay. I'm glad to have you here when I'm going to be reviewing a whiskey that I feel like I've not purposely neglected, but I've not featured this whiskey on my channel in over a year and a half. So I thought I would change that. I know you guys have been asking, particularly Zofer, who put in the chat earlier that he's been asking for this one. I've been collecting samples. Two of these I have a bottle of, and then I have two samples of other expressions from Wilderness Trail. If you're watching the replay, I'm going to put time codes in the description below so you can skip around and find the whiskey that you're drinking or you're considering buying. But for those of you that are watching the full stream, welcome. Glad to have you. I am barely catching a breather because I just finished editing my podcast that's going live in the morning. We're taking a bit of a mini vacation this weekend, so I want to get everything out of the way tonight. I finished editing my Arby's vodka review, which coincidentally, it's not a coincidence, I planned it this way, will be going live on YouTube right after this stream. So I think I've set it up where while you're watching this, once the stream ends, it'll carry you over to that live premiere. That'll be right at 8 p.m. Pacific. So I'm going to make sure to be on time tonight. But if you missed that, of course, there'll be a link to it in the description below as well. That had a ton of fun editing that one. Hopefully you guys like that. And I'm curious to see what you guys think about my thoughts on Arby's crinkle cut and curly fry flavored vodka. But we're going to drink some whiskey to kind of prepare ourselves for that mess of a video. So I want to do a couple shout outs. Like I said, Zofer was here saying he's been waiting for this lineup for so long. Zofer, I finally did it. I'm sorry I took so long, but thank you for sticking with me and waiting this long for it. Of course, Brandon is here. Brandon is a mod tonight. Thank you so much for keeping a handle on all things here. Whiskey Mountains, who's a mod, Bike Club member, and patron. She's just all around amazing. Go check out Whiskey Mountains over on YouTube. She actually helped out with a big fundraiser that Jason, the Mash and Drum, did last night, which wearing his shirt to promote that. But make sure to check his channel. It was a fundraiser for a children's hospital. He had Fred Minnick, ADHD whiskey on there, and it was really fun. It was the finals of Blend-A-Geddon. So check that out. I know Whiskey Mountains and Whiskey Nose had a big part in counting the votes and all that stuff. So, or counting the entries to the giveaway. So thank you for your service with that, and thank you for tuning in tonight. Let's see. Scott Pigsley's here. What's up, Scott? Good to see you, man. Scott is a patron, and he's also been following me on Twitch. Which, speaking of which, I've made this announcement on Discord already, but I am now a Twitch affiliate, which means I can monetize my videos over on Twitch, which means for you, I'm going to be going live a lot more on Twitch. So if you want to follow me there, you can follow. You can also subscribe on Twitch now, which is a new feature that you get at an affiliate level. If you happen to be an Amazon Prime member, you can subscribe to me for free using your Prime subscription. Probably you didn't know you had that feature. I didn't know I had it either. So I put all the info on how to do that on our Discord server, which you can join at bourbonbytes.com. That's bytes with a Y. Same way it's spelled down here. But yeah, so thank you all for everyone that's followed me already. If you are one of the first 10 subscribers on Twitch, you get a special badge next to your name. So there's about like 5 spaces left, I think, for that. So get your name on the founder list. But I do appreciate the support there and all around. Bourbon New, what's up, Patrick? Patrick is a Bourbon Bite Club member and a patron of the show. Emily Chambers, another amazing mod here. Nick Proman, how's it going, Nick? Good to see you. I should have ordered Arby's fries. Oh man, I went on a trek to get those Arby's fries for that stream or for that video. I literally did not realize that there was not an Arby's literally closer than 30 minutes from me. It was a whole ordeal. But I gotta do it for the video, right? What's up, Mr. Whiskey Shits? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in, man. I think those are for the Arby's vodka. Man, just you wait till that premiere. Emily says, hit the thumbs up button. Yes, please do as you come in. I know there's a couple other channels that are streaming right now, so I appreciate you choosing to spend your evening with me or watching the replay because we support each other here. So, yeah, I'm excited to get into this. I feel like y'all might have to help me out a little bit because I don't know too much about Wilderness Trail. Like, I mean, I know they're like a craft distillery in Kentucky. I know their expressions. They're very clear with their mash bills. But their story, I don't know too much about them. I know the co-founders were Shane Baker and Pat Heist. And they came together over music. I feel like that's a common theme with whiskey, right? People come together over music and decide to start a whiskey brand. That's what they did. And they had, 20 years in the industry. But they decided to experiment with yeast strain and they went with the sweet mash process, which is something that's not as common in Kentucky. And they've really made a name for themselves. I mean, they've made some very iconic looking bottles that you see on the shelves almost nationwide. They expanded ridiculously in 2021. So these are now available here in Southern California. Before, we couldn't even get them. So I'm very, very excited to get into these and taste them for you guys tonight. Raised over $12,000 for St. Jude's. That's absolutely crazy. Congratulations to everyone that was involved in making that happen, and thank you. Let's see. Oh, what's up, Mash and Drum? I was just giving a shout out to your stream that you did last night, and also repping you down here. Yeah, you guys go check out his fundraiser stream last night, Blend Again in Finals. It was so much fun. Swan is playing some Halo and sipping some water. I'm realizing that I have not had enough water today, and I feel like I'm completely dehydrated. That's why I keep going for my water. I got to make sure I'm hydrated before I drink my whiskey, or Cliffy will make a very, very early appearance. After the premiere of the Arby's vodka video that's after this stream, we will be doing our after party hangout on Patreon, which is for everyone $10 and up. So if you are a patron, or if you've considered being a patron, you can go to patreon.com/Bourbon Bytes. Couple of new patrons that are the latest members of the Bourbon Bytes Patreon. I almost said Bite Club, but that's something different. I want to give a shout out to Whiskey Eyes, another YouTube channel here. They just became a patron of the show, as well as I pull it open because I didn't have it open before. Brian Johnson is also so Brian, Leon, and Trisha are the newest patrons of the channel. So just want to give them a shout out and thank them for supporting the show. It does mean a lot. We are 3 patrons away from 50 patrons. I don't know what I'm going to do at 50, but I'll have to do something for it. So if you guys are curious, you can always join at Patreon. Zopher says, "Where's the tumbler?" I know. Zofer, literally 10 minutes before before hopping on here, I finished editing my podcast. I literally had an absolute mess over my desk because I've been working all day, like my real job. So it's been a day. So today's the day that I need the tumbler, but next time I got you. I see 21090 in the house. Welcome. Another great channel here. They were there for my live stream when I did the beer reviews. If y'all missed it, this past Saturday, I went live and reviewed the Goose Island Bourbon County Stouts of 2021. So if you missed that stream, it's on my channel. I was very inspired by 21090's videos on it as well. So go check out that replay. Special stream for 90 patrons. Sample giveaways. Oh, well, it's only 50 patrons, but I like that idea. I know Patreon's weird about like officially doing a giveaway when you're patrons, but we'll figure something out. I might not post the details on Patreon, but they will definitely be on Discord. So make sure you join bourbonbytes.com. Everyone's welcome. You don't have to be a patron. All right, so let's get some whiskey in my glass. I have not had anything to drink. I am ready for it. Had a shot of espresso before this to keep me alive for the next 2 hours, or hour for the stream and then hour for the hangout. But I need some whiskey in my glass. So let's go ahead and start with the first one here tonight. So the order, I kind of based it on mash bill. So we're going to pretty much start with the rye, not the rye, start with the rye bourbon mash bill. And then we have 2 wheat mash bills, wheat bourbon mash bills. One is at the 100 proof, 6-year age, and one is cask strength single barrel. And then we're going to save the rye for last because it's the highest. It's not as high as the single barrel, but I'm trying to make sense of the fight. It's the order that you saw in the thumbnail, basically. So this first one that we are doing is this beautiful bottle. I actually bought this a long, long time ago. This is the small batch bourbon whiskey bottled in bond, which means it's 100 proof. This is a mash bill of 64% corn, 24% rye, and 12% malted barley. So this was the first expression that I ever saw of Wilderness Trail in my area. I know that I technically got the single barrel before it because the single barrel I bought from Sealbox, so it was online. But in Southern California, this was the first one that showed up. So that's what we're going to start with here tonight. And plus, 100 proof is a great place to start. So let me know what you guys are sipping on tonight. Maybe you have some Wilderness Trail. Please help me out if you do, because like I said, I'm a newbie to the brand, but I'm very excited to. I've never tried these all back to back, so it should be a lot of fun. Donnie, you are not invisible. I see you. Did I miss you in the shout outs when I was going through? I'm sorry about that, Donnie. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. And Donnie's amazing mod and patron of the show. All right. So, small batch. So what makes Wilderness Trail unique? I think one thing is they are a craft distillery that has just absolutely taken off in Kentucky. I mean, the only thing that I think is close to it in terms of, craft is really, New Riff, which not technically Kentucky, but same thing there. Or I guess is New Riff in Kentucky? Is it Ohio? I don't. Y'all, I need to go to Kentucky more so I can learn my locations. I know that Woodinville. Wow, I'm really messing up here. Wilderness Trail is based in Danville, Kentucky. Ask me where that is. I don't know. But it's somewhere in Kentucky. So there's not an age statement on this one. The next one we're getting to will have an age statement, but this one is just their small batch. Like I said, they use the sweet mash process. Most of y'all may know what that is, but it's basically when they do not filter out the drums when they're doing the fermentation, and they let it, or they no, sorry, sweet mash is when they do filter it out. Or do I have that backwards? I don't know. Y'all know more than me. All right, let's just drink some whiskey. I need to calm down. That espresso shot is hitting me hard. So cheers, y'all. Northern Kentucky. I get confused because a lot of our Ohio friends always go to New Riff. So I get confused. I'm like, wait, is it Kentucky? I thought so. 210 is sipping on Dad's Hat single barrel cask strength from 2018. Sitting on the shelf. Nice. I love finding older bottles. That's one of the best things about hunting. Sour mash is when you add some of the previous mash into the next run. Gotcha. I was getting confused. So sweet mash is when they do a full cleansing of the tank. I know Peerless does the same thing. So take a sip and breathe. Thank you, Adriana. It's been a day, y'all. You just wait till the hangout. I'll let y'all know, but it's been a day. So this is small batch. This is their rye mash bill. I'm halfway through the bottle. I don't remember exactly when I bought this bottle, but I don't know why I keep overlooking this. And I feel bad that I haven't had it on the channel, but it's a bottle and bond product. It's decently priced. I think this one's only around 50, if I remember correctly. Not age stated, so I'd probably guess around 4 or 5 years old. But that's actually, for the first bourbon of the night, that's just doing it. Hit me in all the right spots. On the nose, I can't necessarily pick out the rye from it. I'm going to do a little side-by-side because we have the wheated bourbon mash bill and the rye bourbon mash bill. So I'd like to do a little side-by-side comparison of those two. But this just drinks like a really freaking solid bourbon. 100 proof, so it's not cask strength. I think $50 is right at the right price, especially for a craft distillery. I think I would, if they were, building up more stock and getting older, I would hope they would keep that price, but have some older whiskey in there, is what I'm thinking too. So I said the small batch was bottle and bond. So yes, at least 4 years old. So we don't know for sure. I said 4 to 5, just give or take. Because this was from probably a year or two ago. So they probably didn't have the full 6-year stock that they got now. So sweet mash has no backset added. Gotcha. Thank you, Donnie. Appreciate the correction there. I think I was just I didn't research. Like I'm usually so prepared for these streams. Y'all know, like I have a whole list of notes and everything. It's just as soon as I finish editing the Arby's vodka video, I went to edit the podcast, finished that 10 minutes before the stream. So I've been very, very hyper focused today. Adriana says it's funny because in the same way that if someone tells you a note, you immediately get it. Seeing sour mash turns me off of a whiskey. Sounds gross, though irrational. No, totally think, and I think that's a normal reaction. I think a lot of people feel the same way. So yeah, on the nose, you can tell it's very corn forward. What is it? I said 64%. So not crazy. It's just very sweet. And usually I don't get as much sweetness on like a rye bourbon, unless it's younger, which makes me think it's right around the 4 or 5 year mark. But yeah, I think that's a great place to start tonight. And it's a solid bottle and bond bourbon. And for a craft distillery, I mean, they're just knocking out of the park. They're literally in most states at this point. Oh, is that true, Brandon? Hitting me with the facts here. He says if there is no age statement on a bottle and bond, then it's 4 years old. Did not know that. Huh. I guess, I knew the rules of bottle and bond. It had to be at least 4 years old, but did not know that. Well, the more you know. Thank you, Brandon. Told you I'm going to rely on you guys tonight. Jason says Wilderness Trail does an extremely low entry proof as well. Sweet mash makes their quality stand out for a younger product. Yeah, they mentioned the entry level proof on this one's 110 proof. So very low, and especially when they're bottling at 100 proof, they're not cutting this very much. I mean, it is 4 years old, so they're cutting it a little bit, but not bad at all. So that's the first one we're doing tonight. We're going to work our way into the different mash bills that they use. Next up, I have their newest product, at least their newest product that's hit California. This is a sample from our good friend Brandon, who is here in the chat. He says, this is the 6-year weeded mash bill. And we know that because I don't think we got the rye mash bill, the 6-year here. I have not seen it. Every single store has the weeded one. I've checked. And so this is definitely the weeded one. So it'll be interesting to compare what a 4-year-old rye mash bill is compared to a 6-year-old weeded. DMC, what's up? Cheers all, and cheers to you, my friend. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so let's go. I have not tried the 6-year yet, so I'm excited to get into it. So now that I've caught my breath, let's go ahead and go with this a nose. This is the 6-year weeded bottled in bond, which I didn't mention it was bottled in bond, but it's bottled in bond, so 100 proof as well, same proof as before. Oh wow, still very sweet, but different. Oh yeah, you wouldn't have known it unless you did side by side, back to back. This one has a little bit more of like a citrus element to it. And that could be the wheat, I would think, interacting with the corn and the barley compared to the rye. Yeah, it's more soft and citrusy. That honestly smells like a bottled cocktail. That actually smells honestly delicious. I'm about to go and give it a taste. Cheers, guys. Oh yeah, so much softer. I mean, these are the same proof, but that one, it could either be mellowed out with the age, or it could be actually because of the wheat in there. I don't know exactly. It's a mix of both, probably. I will say, first impressions, again, this is all my bottles except the samples that I was sent from you guys, not the brand. I think I might prefer the rye mash bill better. Let me go back to that one. Whiskey Mountain says, "I've only tried a Wilderness Trail weeded pick by Hot Buttery Rolls, but enjoyed it." Yeah, so my pick is also a weeded one. It's from Sealbox/Bourboner. I bought it in 2019, so I've had it for a while. I actually only have a sample of it left, but I saved it just for this stream. How would I have known 2 years later? I would have been saving it. But Brandon says, "I'm waiting for Refined Distillery to send me their first release of their barrel proof wheat whiskey." Oh, that's crazy, man. I loved that rye that you let me try from them. It was incredible. Yeah, we'll have to maybe get them on the channel at some point. By the way, another reason tonight's a little scrambled is I did have a guest planned tonight. He let me know yesterday that he wasn't able to make it. So this is kind of like a put together last minute idea, but hopefully you guys are having fun. And I appreciate y'all for sticking around. I know, like I said, other channels are live right now, but maybe more people will catch the replay, and hopefully they'll catch the premiere of the Arby's vodka video, because that's what we're all here for, right? Yeah, so I think I wanted to go back to the first one. Now, these are both bottle and bond product. This first one is 4 years old compared to the 6-year-old, but it's a different mash bill. So let me just go back to it. Sweeter, which is interesting. Same percent of corn in both of these. I'm very, I guess, shocked by that. Usually weeded bourbons are sweeter to me, but it's got to be that 4 years versus the 6 years, because the 6-year has a really nice citrus zest to it, but it's more, I guess, toned down, mellowed out. But I don't know. There is a little bit of a youth note on the first one, the small batch, that now that I'm tasting it, I'm realizing, oh yeah, that definitely tastes younger. But this one, let me revisit the 6-year. So while I feel the 6-year is a little bit more muted, it's more well-rounded. The age is definitely more what I'm used to. It doesn't have the kind of like super sweet young corn note that the 4-year has. You know what? I like these about equal. I'm going to be honest. I think I prefer the finish and overall experience of the 6-year, but the way that hits you up front on the palate, the 4-year is actually very, very good. So we still have 2 other expressions here to get to. And we also have some time to fill because we have the premiere of the video tonight. So let's go ahead and so I'll leave the weeded one in the glass because I have a single barrel Wilderness Trail weeded bourbon pick. This is at cask strength. Like I said, this is the Bourboner / Seal Box pick. I got this in 2019. It's 114 proof. And I do have the more info on that actual pick. So let me see here. So it's 4 years old and 5 months. It's a number 4 char and toasted barrel. And like I said, purchased November 2019. So a little bit younger, same mash bill though, and higher proof. So we're going to see, do I prefer the higher proof, younger, or the lower proof, older? Should be a fun experiment. Thank you so much, Adriana. Yes, make sure you hit the thumbs up. I appreciate y'all for being here. Seriously. Dr. Travis says, yay, Arby's vodka. I live close to that distillery in Minneapolis. Oh, you mean Tattersall Distillery? Sorry, it's a joke y'all won't get yet because you haven't been there yet, but you'll see. Yeah, Dr. Travis, stick around. At the end of the stream is going to redirect everyone to the premiere of that video. So, yeah, hopefully you like it. I know you said you're a fan of the distillery, which makes me a little worried, but it's fine. It'll be fine. All right, let me finish off this first glass and move on to the single barrel weeded mash bill. So, breaking news from Brandon, Wilderness Trail is expanding by adding 6 new fermenters. Interesting. I don't know how big they are. Like I said, never been there. I imagine they were a pretty small operation, but they've hit nationwide scale, which, I mean, obviously they probably need to up their craft, or up their output, because I love when distilleries don't just decide we're just going to source whiskey and slap our label on it. Nothing wrong with that. That's one way to start it. But I love when brands like Wilderness Trail and New Riff wait till their product is at a good level. They don't put it out too early, and they put it out, and it's widely received and widely accepted as a quality whiskey. I think there's a whole craft whiskey trail that is not centered around Wilderness Trail, but they play a big part in it. So let's pour the single barrel weeded. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's French fry flavored vodka. I'm sorry. I went with the obvious joke there. But by the way, welcome. Kikiro, I think it is. Good to see you. Mash and Drum was about to film and just hanging before the camera goes, well, appreciate you hanging out here, man. Thanks for spending your Thursday afternoon with me. All right, so single barrel, 4-year-old, 5-month bourbon, weeded mash bill. On the nose, I have to do a little side by side because I'm comparing 2 very, very similar bourbons here. Yeah, the 6-year immediately has way more oak on the nose. I think it. I'm going to pour a little bit more so I can have something to compare it to. That one to me is a lot more oaky, a lot more mature, I guess I would say, on the nose. Now, that doesn't mean that the 4-year, 5-month single barrel is young at all. I just think it doesn't have the, I guess, depth and the richness of a 6-year, but it does have the proof. So let's go ahead and give it a taste. Cheers. Ooh. Wow. Okay. So a lot more similar than I thought to the first one, which was the rye mash bill. This is about the same age as that one, though. So what that's telling me is no matter if it's a rye bourbon mash bill or a weeded bourbon mash bill, it has similar characteristics based on the age rather than based on the mash bill. I obviously like this a good bit better, and that's probably because it's at cask strength, and it's also a pick. So, some thought went into what barrel was chosen for this. But that is very, very sweet, like I said, like the first one was. But it has more of the well-roundedness of the second one, the 6-year. But it's younger, and it's higher proof. That might be my new favorite, but I'll sit on it and think a minute. First of all, I got to welcome Slapshot is here. Good evening to you, my friend. Good to see you. I'm trying to learn names. Is your name Chris? I feel like I heard your name was Chris last night. I could be wrong. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I'm trying to learn people's names beyond their usernames. I wouldn't recommend their whiskey, but other spirits are fine. Yeah, I have not had anything else from them except their Arby's vodka. So that just tells you something. Kiki wrote, ask, what's your favorite bourbon of all time? I get that question a lot, and it's so hard to answer, but I think I just got to go with my gut and say Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which is a barrel proof expression of the commonly, you've seen it everywhere, Elijah Craig. It's a Heaven Hill bourbon. Their regular one, their small batch is only like $25 depending on where you are. But there's a barrel proof option that's a cask strength. It used to be $60. It's gone up to around 70, 75-ish. But it's 12 years old, and it's just a bottle of delicious bourbon. I mean, of course, more expensive bourbons, the more limited edition ones are, probably taste a bit better, but for value, for my flavor profile, nothing beats Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. I think that's one of the not valuable. Valuable is not the word. The most, I don't want to say affordable either. What's the best way? The most appropriately priced bourbon on the market. That's good enough. Brian, I'm so sorry, Slapshot. I was thinking of someone else last night. Someone that won one of Jason's giveaways. His name was Chris, and I'm like, okay, remember, name Chris. His name is Chris. His name is Chris, and that obviously wasn't you. So I'm sorry. What's up, Whiskey Nose? I gave you a shout out earlier for being an amazing mod and donation counter for the stream last night of Jason. So cheers to you, Marty and Jenny. Hope you're doing well. What's up, Two Bills Down? What's up, Swami? Good to see you. Been a minute since I've seen you on a live. Glad to have you here. Good choice. Yeah, I'm glad you agree. Dr. Travis says that's a pretty good answer. It gets something a little different each release. Oh yeah, the different releases of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, I mean, they range from good to incredible, at least in my opinion. I don't think I've had a bad one yet. So this is my go-to. Bourbon Baller, what's up? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. We're moving on to, well, actually, no, I'm not ready to move on yet. I want to determine if I like the single barrel 4-year-old or do I like the 6-year-old bottled and bond. Let's go back to the 6-year-old. Yeah, all of these are so sweet. That one has like I don't want to say like confection sugar. I guess that's what, people say, like, brown sugar, powdered sugar. It has a little bit of like a candiness to it. They all kind of do, honestly. It's a different type of sweetness, not like a brown sugar sweetness, but like powder sugar kind of note to it. It's very nice though. It's definitely different from a lot of bourbons in my collection. A lot of them go rich and dark and bold. This one though, at 6 years old, 100 proof, it's actually pretty nice. Now let me go back to the cask strength version at 4 years. That's my jam. That's my favorite so far. I think, the 6 years incredible. It's, I mean, honestly, for a craft distillery, it's a great value. But that single barrel proof pick blows it away. Steelbox is a very respectable company anyways, so you would expect their picks to be very good. I'm here to tell you, I bought a couple of them, and they are very, very good. Who else does awesome picks here? Jason at the Mash and Drum. Check out the Mash and Journey picks. They've done a lot of them. I think he counted 15 last night or the other night. They've done a lot of them. So make sure to check their picks out. I have not had a chance to purchase one yet, but I'm sure they are incredible. Speaking of Wilderness Trail picks, this is my Bourbon Podcast. Our friend Perry holy crap. Whoa. Perry, I did not see you. I promised I was not going to. I was just going to give you a shout out. I was going to say you guys just did a pick of Wilderness Trail. And I don't know if it's sold out. I was gonna hopefully someone would have the answer for me for that. But can people still buy your pick, or are we past the deadline? Let me know, because I was giving you a shout out. I see. I want to make sure I missed. Oh, what's up, Cheech? Good to see you. Make sure to hit the like button. Yes, thank you so much. Means a lot. And Jen is here too. What's up, Jen? Got the whole family in the house. And thanks for dropping the Patreon link, of course, Cheech. Good to see you. So Brandon asked, how much was the barrel pick? The 6-year I got was 70. I do believe, you know what? I had that email pulled up. I have closed it. I'm just gonna go check though, because I was literally looking at my receipt for that right before this to get all that info for the stream. I don't think I paid 70. I could be wrong though. Let me just search Sealbox Wilderness Trail. It popped right up last time. Let's see. While that loads, figured out the Amazon thing and subbed. Thank you so much, Adriana. I'm glad you figured it out. I was hoping people wouldn't have too much trouble with it, but I'm glad you got that sorted, and I seriously appreciate the subscription. It literally does help me. Like, I feel like it's weird to like ask people that, but it's like I'm not even asking for like money. Like y'all aren't paying me. Amazon is, if that makes sense. So it's like let's milk Amazon for everything we can. I'm just kidding. I rely on Amazon a lot. All right, so I found the receipt. So I actually ordered it in September of 2019. So over 2 years ago. You know what? I lied. $68. So there was a discount code that was free shipping. So $68, about the same price. So that's a good sign, right, Brandon? Because we were talking about what I hope they do, being a small craft distillery, is not change their pricing even when they get their older stock in, because if they keep that price, it seemed high at first, but if they're continuing to put out older products at that price, that's a win in my book. So there's the link to Twitch. Thank you so much, Cheech. So this is my bourbon podcast. Slow down. The irony, there are technically still a few bottles left, but our mule is coming up tomorrow to drop everything off that's been bought. Since he's in Nashville, it's a little complicated. Okay, I got you, Perry. He said if you sweet talk Adam Terry, he might be able to get you one or two. So there y'all know. Go hit up Adam Terry. What's Adam's Instagram? I was gonna say I could drop his Instagram, but I don't know it offhand. I don't think it's not just his name. Let me see if I can find, not to like out him as his Instagram, but let's see. Do I even follow Adam Terry on Instagram? Yeah. Oh, I like how I said it's not his name. It's literally Adam Terry. But he's part of the Nashville Bourbon Society that partnered with Perry for that pick. 6-year wheat is good, but in my opinion, it's too expensive for what it is. Would not pick up another bottle for that price. I see it. Pretty sure it's just his name. You know what? I just took a gamble with that, and I was wrong. It is his name. All right. So yeah, Brandon says 6-year. Doesn't think I would pay that. I paid $70 for this one. It's good. I would love to try a 6-year pick though. So Brandon, if you have any of that left, I might have to ask for a sample of that, because I agree. This one, I supported it because I was like, I'd never try Wilderness Trail at the time, but I think their small batch at $50 is a great value. 70, it's cast strength. It's hard to know. I'm not going to judge it until I've tried it. Like I said, this one's 2 years old, so not the best one to be like, oh, it's worth it, because they may have changed completely being older. So thank you, Donnie, for dropping Adam's Instagram account. Yes, you guys go. First of all, follow him, but also maybe message him. You might get a pick from Perry. Donnie says, did you say it's free to sub to you on Twitch? Yes, if you have Amazon Prime. So if you have Amazon Prime, I put the instructions. Actually, let me paste the link here just while y'all are here if y'all want to. You can actually literally just link your Amazon Prime to your Twitch account, and it automatically gives you one free subscription. So all you got to do is go to my page, twitch.tv/bourbonbytes, and click subscribe with my Prime subscription. Make sure you check that box to get the free one. But here's the link to, that's not the link. Here's the link to where you can link your Amazon and Twitch accounts. It should just be a simple login to that. But yeah, connect it, go to my Twitch and click follow first, because I need followers and subscribe. That seriously does mean a lot. And thank you. If anyone needs help with that, just message me. I'm happy to help you figure that out. Yeah, so Donnie, you have to check. You have to make sure there's a box that's checked that says use my free Prime subscription, but you have to make sure you link it first with that URL I just dropped. So, Donnie, I'll help you with it if you need it. Make sure I didn't miss any chats. Thought on 1792 Sweet Wheat. I have not had it. I've seen it and I passed it up in the store and I have not seen it again. So, learned my lesson there. But yeah, so. You're planning to do a stream together. Oh, awesome. Oh wait, no, never mind. I read that wrong. I'm sorry. I thought you were saying that you and Kikiro were doing a stream together, but you're saying you and I are doing a stream together. Apparently we are. 1792 stream. I'm excited because I have a couple bottles and I know you got a couple bottles. You must have the Sweet Wheat because I didn't realize that. So awesome. Livewire Whiskey, what's up? I am glad to see you here. Check out Livewire Whiskey. They do some amazing community like hangout streams. They're so much fun to go on. I was literally wearing your shirt earlier today, but I'm like, I wanted to mention the Jason's fundraiser last night. So I quickly changed. So next stream, I got to remember to wear my Livewire whiskey shirt. Let's see. All right. So we have picked our favorite so far, but we are about to completely switch ballparks here because we are moving to the Wilderness Trail Rye whiskey, which is released at 110, which is barrel proof because again, they enter it at the barrel at, wait, that's okay. That's interesting. It could be a typo, but it could also just be some rapid, what do you call it when like the alcohol content goes up and the water content goes down? Evaporation. That's the word I was looking for. So this is their rye whiskey, which of course is not going to show up. You see a little floating rye there. Yeah, I need a blue screen for these occasions because that doesn't work. But this is their single barrel proof Settlers Select Rye whiskey. It's 110 proof. The mash bill is 56% rye, 35% corn, or 33% corn, and 11% malted barley. So it's, you know what, not the minimum rye it could be. It could have been a 51% rye, but it's not. It's 56. Copper pot distilled from a single fermented batch using our sweet mash process and put into the barrel at 100 proof. That's the part that I was saying was maybe a typo because it's 110 proof when they released it. It is barrel proof. So there is a chance it did increase those 10 proof points in the barrel. But it's interesting because the other ones entered the barrel at 110 proof. So might need to get some clarification on that. But you know what? I'm excited for this proof. I do know that I'm a big fan of this bottle. So I'm excited to visit it again here tonight. And thank you all for tuning in and watching me try it with you. Brandon says he had the 1792 12-year and sweet wheat. Oh man, when we do that stream, we're gonna have a full lineup. So probably will be early next year when you guys want to see that. So make sure you're subscribed and come back for that one. Because I haven't had 1792 in a while either. I've had it more recently than Wilderness Trail, but I've definitely not had 1792 in a good bit. Edward Fulmer is here. What's up, Edward? He says, cheers, Cliff. It's Buffalo Trace night for me. Blanton's, E.H. Taylor small batch, E.H. Taylor single barrel. Trying to avoid the Stag Junior. Got to work tomorrow. Oh, man. Sounds like a great lineup. You know what? So I mentioned earlier, I had a guest that was supposed to be on tonight, but it was very sudden, last minute cancellation, which makes sense. I mean, it was an emergency on his end. So totally understand. And we're rescheduling early next year. But I was frantically being like, what should I stream tonight? What should I stream tonight? And one of my thoughts I had was to do a Buffalo Trace store pick streams because I have a Buffalo Trace pick, a Sazerac Rye pick, a E.H. Taylor single barrel pick, and a Blanton's pick. I was like, oh, that'd be fun. But I'm saving that because I'm hoping to get my hands on another style of Buffalo Trace pick here soon. No spoilers, but I've heard there might be another pick coming my way eventually. So I wanted to hold on that until I got that pick. But yeah, that sounds like a fun, wonderful night, Edward, and hope you're having fun. Donnie said he figured it out. Yay. He says, I am a sub to you now on Twitch. Did not realize there was a difference between sub and follow. Yeah. It's definitely confusing for like being a YouTuber. It was confusing to me too. I'm like, wait, what the heck is subscribe and why does it cost me money? But now that I know that you can subscribe for free with Amazon, it's seriously, I mean, I've had an Amazon Prime subscription for literally 6 years at this point or more. So it's a feature that I didn't know I had, and I'm glad that I can use it now. Oh, so Perry said 100 proof is correct. Wow. So it did increase 10 proof points in the barrel. Now, this Wilderness Trail Rye does not have an age statement. I don't know the actual age on this one. Perry, again, you've had a rep from Wilderness Trail on your streams before. I've seen her on your stream multiple times. She's awesome. I don't know her. Maybe I need to meet her because I'm very excited about this brand. I need to try, or at least know what they're up to because everything I have is literally a couple years old. So, but I forget her name. Perry, if you want to drop her name or Instagram in the chat, please do. Richie Z, what's up? Good to see you. Wilderness Trail distillate enters the barrel at 100 and 105 proof, depending on the mash bill. Gotcha. Yeah. So this first one said 110 proof, and that's what Jason said as well for his. So that's really interesting. I'm surprised to see it go up that much in such a short amount of time. Donnie says Whiskey Acres next week. Yes, super excited. So there is a distillery called Whiskey Acres. They are a tiny, tiny distillery, but they have a big heart because they sent me 6 different samples of their whiskeys. So next week I will have their founder on, or their master distiller. He basically does it all himself. So stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe and come back for that stream because I'm so looking forward to that. It's been a long time coming. I know Donnie and Diana and Eric, who actually made the introduction, are big fans. Eric Jansen. So thank you guys for supporting that, and definitely come on and support him because he's excited for it too. Twitch Neophyte, you get 1 sub with Prime. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Dr. Travis says that's a good idea. I have a Blanton's, Buffalo Trace, and Eagle Rare store pick. Would love to find an E.H. Taylor pick. Yeah, I got lucky with this. I've actually gotten 2 of them so far, different stores, but one was from a friend, and the other one I just got lucky and saw it go on their website and bought one, and I happened to get it. So Haley, that's her name. Thank you, Perry. I couldn't remember. I've seen her on a couple of your streams, but she's a fun personality too. Would love to meet her. Whiskey Acres, yeah. Whiskey Acres, kind of like Whiskey Mountains. All right, so we're about to try the rye. For those of you just now tuning in, this video will auto-direct you to the premiere of my new video going live in exactly 17 minutes. So we're going to fill that time with this whiskey, and we might revisit some of the others because we got a little bit of time to kill. But I will be releasing my review of Arby's Crinkle Cut and Curly Fry Vodka right after this stream, so stick around. It's definitely a video you don't want to miss because it's unlike any video I've ever done on my channel before. But before that, let's get to the Wilderness Trail single barrel proof rye. Let's go and give it a nose. Okay, it's not as different. It's 56% rye. What was their rye mash bill in this small batch? So the small batch bourbon mash bill is 64% corn, 24% rye, and 12% malted barley. Their rye mash bill, 56% rye, 33% corn, and 11% malted barley. So give or take a few, they kind of swap the bourbon with the rye, or the corn with the rye. So that explains why it's a little familiar. But so Brandon says, I guess he's looking into it on their website. He said the rye mash bill enters the barrel at 105 proof, so only jumps 5-ish proof points. Gotcha, that makes sense because I guess the other one's 110. So good to know. Thank you, Brandon. And thank you everyone else that helped me find that information. Is that when you announced you were leaving bourbon forever with Curly Fry whiskey? Oh, it's Curly Fry vodka. Don't get that wrong. I'm just kidding. No, trust me. I'm glad I filmed that earlier this week, and I'm glad to be back in the bourbon world. Oh my God. Do I see someone that I have not seen in literally a year? I mean, I've seen you in the chat, but Monica freaking Willits. Monica was one of the first viewers of this channel. I was actually rewatching my last stream to feature Wilderness Trail on it, which was back in 2019. Guess who was in the chat in 2019? Monica freaking Willits. It was literally Monica, Brandon, my friend Juan, and literally one other person. I forget who it was, and it's someone that's still here today. I forget who it was. I was watching that earlier this week. Monica is one of the earliest supporters of the show and an incredible person. I'm glad to see you. I know you're busy with life, but you making an appearance tonight really does mean the world to me. I miss you dearly, and I hope all is well in your world. They also aged their rye whiskey at the top floors of the Rick House. Brandon, should have had you on the stream, man. Didn't know you were full of this information. I'm so tempted to time out Monica. What's up, Brian? Actually, Brian might have been the other person on that stream. I think it may have just been Brian, Monica, Brandon, and Juan. It was a very, very early stream before I was doing this weekly. That's crazy. Reunion, yes, indeed. Oh, Tammy, with the first super chat of the night, she says, here's to long lost friends and exceptional pours. We love Monica. Cheers to that, and cheers to Monica and Tammy and Brian, of course. Cheers, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. I love y'all. And while we're all sentimental, I was saving this for the end, but might as well mention it now. A lot of you guys may already know this because you're on a lot of other streams throughout the week. But unfortunately, this past weekend, we lost a dear friend of the show and patron of the show. She actually was just joined my Patreon only a couple months before. Sherry G, SG Flying High, lost her battle with COVID. And it's just a devastating loss to the entire Whiskey Tube community. She was such a big part of all of our channels here. She was a supporter of all the small guys and the big guys. So I want to, I guess, while we're being sentimental, take this moment to raise a glass flying high, as I say, to Sherry G and her amazing support and love for everyone at Whiskey Tube. So cheers, Sherry. This one's for you. So I always want to raise a glass to her, especially, being the first stream since we've lost her. So thank y'all for joining me in that moment. So I'm still a little emotional about it, but I'm hoping that her family is, doing well. Livewire Whiskey says, I found a great moment of Sherry from Alive. She's amazing. Oh, man. I have to see that. I've seen her on a couple streams, but it's been a minute. So feel free to highlight that or share it. I'd love to see it. I see Tony Bag of Donuts. Cheers to you. Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen you here as well, but I feel like I'm bad about not usually. Okay, y'all know this, but when I have a guest on a stream, like when I'm interviewing a distillery, I do miss a lot of the chat. So a lot of you guys that I say like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while, you may have been there. I just have trouble keeping up with the chat when I have a guest. Yeah, she was an amazing woman. So yeah, so we have about 12 minutes until we do the Arby's vodka premiere. I don't know if I didn't really talk too much about the rye because I was enjoying it so much. When I said I think that the single barrel bourbon was my favorite tonight, I think the rye just beat it. I've had a pick of this rye, which is incredible. It's barrel proof, so it's a little bit higher proof. Our friend Juan, who I was talking about earlier, shared a sample of that. Or he didn't share a sample of that. He shared a pour of that with me. And I should have hit him up again for a sample because his single barrel pick of Wilderness Trail, it was the one that said Happy Trees. It had Bob Ross on the back. I don't know who exactly did that pick. Was one of the best ryes I've ever had. So this is just not a pick. This is just a single barrel proof bourbon. But his was a little bit higher proof, and it was a pick. Ah, man. Yeah, look at all the other channels. Yeah, you guys, I thank y'all for tuning in. I know this is a bit of a hectic stream, but I appreciate y'all dealing with me even when I have like a last minute change of plans. But it's going. I've really enjoying these whiskeys so far. Let me give you some notes on this rye before we wrap up. So while I said it nosed a lot, very similar to the bourbons, it does have a very unique flavor profile. Honestly, on the palate, this is just as good as rare breed rye. It's just as good as I'm trying to think of other like those like lower ryes. Pikesville. It's honestly one of the best. Even this non-pick is one of the best low ryes I've ever had. Now, that's not talking about like the 95.5 ryes, which I also love. MGP does a lot of those. I'm talking about the low ryes. This is just one of the best expressions of it that I've had. Brandon says Juan shared a few of the Wilderness Trail rye picks at my house that night. Yeah. Man, I just was blown away. I'm a bit of a rye guy, and I love those. Sugar Kitty, what's up? Meow to you. Monica says, I went to a very small distillery in Kentucky that was amazing. It was so good. Oh, very cool. Whiskey Acres is, like I said, that I'm going to have on next week is a very, very, very small distillery. You can tell when it's a small distillery when the labels are like handwritten, like you're like, oh yeah, they don't have like the full on printing, machine like some of the other distilleries do, which I like the little personal touch there. Who did I miss? Anyone else come in? Emily says rye is the best. I don't know if that's like a sarcastic upside down smiley face. I don't know. I never know with you, Emily. I think you like rye, from what I remember. Yeah. So, do y'all have any like questions about Wilderness Trail or the upcoming Arby's vodka premiere that's about to happen? Let me know if you have any questions about either, because we have about 8 minutes, and then we're going to wrap up here, and then we're going to if it does not automatically direct you to the premiere of that video, I put a link to it down in the description below. I'm also going to post a link to it in the chat before we end up here. And you guys go make sure to watch that premiere because it gets really freaking crazy. Let me go in and get that link ready to send to you guys for the premiere of that video, just in case it doesn't auto redirect you guys. So 8 minutes. Any questions? Emily says it was Dueling Grounds Distillery. Oh, wait, what? That sounds familiar. I don't know if maybe Perry's talked about that one. I recognize the name for sure. That's really crazy. Whiskey Mountains, Adriana says, I'm keeping very quiet on this rye talk. Well, Adriana, I'm not going to ever, I know everyone tries to convert you to a rye person. I would love to, but I think you've tried everything that I would try to convert you with. I'm totally accepting of the fact that you are not a rye fan, but we share the love for the Knob Creek, so we're cool. Otherwise, just kidding. I don't know why I just hissed at you. That was like middle school girl Cliffy mode right there. I don't know what that was. Big Vic, cheers to you. Thanks for tuning in for the wrap up of this stream and the transition to the premiere of my vodka review. Man, that rye is very good. Well, while I got some questions coming in, but if y'all are here, make sure you subscribe if you do want to see more of these, and maybe if you want to see more vodka reviews. I don't know. I know like a lot of you guys are subscribed, but a lot of you aren't, and I know you can probably watch it on your TVs, your phones, and it's a little bit more difficult to subscribe. But it would seriously mean a lot while we have some time to kill if you would just hit the red button down below. It's seriously we're like teetering on a certain like number that's kind of going back and forth. So if you're not yet subscribed, I won't judge you. Trust me, I don't see every single individual subscriber that comes through, so I will not be like, how the hell was Big Vic not subscribed? I'm just kidding. I would not be like that. But just good time to double check that. I saw some questions coming in, though. Zover says, big question, does Arby's vodka go with Arby sauce or horsey sauce? Well, I definitely paired it with one of those in this upcoming video, so make sure to watch that part. Oof. That was pretty crazy. Monica loves a good rye. I do too, Monica. I still, if I were to rank my favorite whiskeys, bourbon is still number 1, rye is number 2, Scotch is number 3. I mean, I like a lot of scotches. I don't know if I'd probably rank peated Scotch over unpeated Scotch, believe it or not. Then Irish whiskey, and then I mean Canadian whiskey. There are like a couple Canadian whiskeys I like. Otherwise, like. Yeah, but light whiskey, as Brandon and I saw on a recent stream, light whiskey is incredible. It blows away some of the best bourbons I've had. So if you missed that, we did a stream where we did an Obtainium versus Old Carter Blind Flight. It was an absolute shocker of a stream. So if you missed that, it's on my channel. Man, that blew my mind at the end of that one. That was crazy. And Brandon, thank you for being a part of that. We'll always have knob. Cheers to that. Madeira finished MGP juice. You know, I saw someone else was talking about like I don't think it was Madeira though. It was a brand of MGP that went on sale at K&L and it sold out really quickly. What was that one called? I'll see if it's on the recent things. Oh, Filibuster Distillery. It was one called Harvest Table, which was finished in ex Grenache and ex Chardonnay casks. That was on sale for $30. It was half price, and I missed it. I'm very sad. The rye is excellent. Pass them on to me. Cheers to that. Emily will drink all the ryes too. Oh, everyone wants your ryes. Everyone wants your ryes. Livewire Whiskey says, I hit that like button so hard it made my chair squeak. That's right. It was the chair. Oh, of course. Of course. Hit that thumbs up. Yes, make sure before we transition over to the premiere of that video, hit the thumbs up here. And make sure when you're over there, hit the thumbs up while you're there too. It does help, especially when it's like it's not a clickbaity video, but it's like, I'm making the video to hopefully get some views. So when you watch that premiere, of course, be active in the chat like we always do. But at the end of the premiere of that video, if you could please leave a comment below the actual video, that does really help the algorithm. So once I ask a couple questions during the stream or during the premiere, one of which is like curly fry or crinkle cut vodka. What's your favorite? Don't tell me now. Don't spoil it. I will wait to hear your response in the comments below the crinkle cut vodka video. Big Vic just subscribed. Hey, I told you I wouldn't judge you for that, Big Vic, but thank you so much. Seriously, anyone that's just now subscribing, I love you guys, and thank y'all. I hope to see you every week, every night. Not every. Oh God, could you imagine if I was live every night? That would be ridiculous. Every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. And I also do gaming streams on Twitch on Saturdays. Not this Saturday because I'm going out of town, but keep an eye out for that on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And sometimes we'll do a pre-gaming stream, get it pre-gaming, over on Twitch before my Thursday night lives. So you want to make sure you're following me on Twitch, even if you're not subscribed on Twitch. I know, confusing. Follow is free. Subscribe is free if you have Amazon Prime. But most of all, just follow me there, and you'll be notified every time I go live on Twitch. And I think that's about it. So we're going to go ahead and end this so we can go over to the chat of that video. Richie Z says Bevmo has some pics of Wilderness Trail that are 5 years old and amazing. That's good to know, Richie Z. I may have to hit up some Bevmos soon. I've heard they're also getting some of the Coy Hill Jack Daniels. At least I've heard that some of the ones in Southern California are getting this. I don't know if I should be telling that, but I might go Bevmo hunting. I can't this weekend because I'm going out of town, but when I get back, don't forget the rum. Yes, I do rum reviews too. All right, y'all, we're going to wrap up here. Monica says, where am I going? I'm going where you're going because this video should auto redirect you to my premiere of my new video. If it does not, the link is down in the description below. There's also a link in the chat that I just posted. Head over there. We're going to go watch that premiere together. And then afterwards, I'm going to go hang out with my patrons over on Discord. If y'all want to join the Discord, bourbonbytes.com. And everyone $10 and up gets the after party. But any level of support seriously does help out. So, Zover says, catch me on Twitch in the chat room. Yeah, Zover's always there. Richie Z, you're awesome. Thanks for tuning in, man. And thanks to everyone. Have you all seen Cliffy on Twitch? Oh, man. Cliffy definitely comes out on Twitch, more so than YouTube. Cheers, Cool Running. Sorry I missed you in the chat, but good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Cheers, Tony. Cheers, Monica. No, you're not irrelevant. Monica, I miss you. We do hangouts. Like, I do hangouts that aren't just for patrons. You can just join the Discord. Monica, if you want to join the Discord and join our hangout tonight, I think these guys would all be welcome to see you. So hit up Donnie or someone to help you out with that if you're interested in joining us there. But Cliffy drunk drives on Twitch, not in real life. Please don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly, and head over to my Arby's vodka review where I did not drink responsibly because I drank that stuff. Oh, yeah. So cheers, y'all. See y'all over there. I'll be over there in just 1 minute. But hopefully you get auto redirected there. So stay tuned. See if it works.